Alright, welcome 8th graders. This video, hopefully as quickly as possible, will go through all of our intro and the expectations for you for our class. So to start out, the general everyday kind of stuff is that you should check into Schoology every day. I don't care if you're an AL, MZ, or completely remote person, every day you are going to come up here and click this. Click here for daily attendance. It will bring you to a folder with a bunch of tests in it. Don't freak out, they're not hard tests. It's literally a test that asks you one question, and the question is, are you here? You'll click, yes, I'm here, and submit the test, and it'll give you points automatically for having done that. Ideally, you would do it during our class, so that at the end of our class, so in our case, at the end of first period would be at, 8:30. I go through and will submit the official attendance to school of whether or not you are attending class. If you don't happen to get it in during that time, you can still submit this later in the day for points because this will be explained later, but attendance is 10% of your overall average. So at some point every day you should be clicking that form so that you get all of your points. Due dates will be posted on Schoology. They'll be in this upcoming section that normally isn't quite as squished. You can also check under our materials or under your grades tab over here. It'll also list when the due dates are on that. I try to stay on top of those as best I can with so many different grade levels. When in doubt, this will also tell you when we're supposed to be doing things, these two tabs here, but I'll get into them in the next slide. You are also expected to bring your materials to and from school. So when you're at home, you need them to be working on, and when you're in school, you need them to be working on, so they need to come back and forth without being broken or damaged or destroyed. Because as this next one says, I do reuse these ones. Stuff like pencils and erasers, yeah, those get used up. I'm not so worried about it. But like scissors and rulers should be able to be repeated from quarter to quarter. And we're about to go into the last quarter, and I don't have any more money, so please don't destroy my stuff. Another expectation is that when you communicate, either in class, on Schoology, on email, you do it politely and appropriately, so you use things like your name, especially if you're emailing me from a non-school account. Like, I don't know who Righteous Ryan is, but apparently he has a question. It also helps me if you tell me what class you're in. I only have one section of advanced 8th grade, but I do have another 8th grade section that's doing different projects, so the questions are kind of similar, but they won't exactly be the same. So help me out and let me know your name, your class period, and the specifics about what's going on with your issue that you needed to contact about. The last one is this one. We don't really do Schoology conferences now that Google Meets have breakout rooms, but I ask that you try to turn your camera on most days and start with your microphone off. That one's not as big a deal. I will tell you to do microphone off if I have to do like a speaking thing for a while, but I try not to do too much lecture over Google Meets. If we're going to have a Google Meet, it will say so on this lovely plan here. If we click ahead, this is our weekly and our daily agenda plan. So if you look over here, this will tell you what you're supposed to do every day. So the date's right up here. It tells you the folder you're supposed to be in and then the activities you're supposed to do. Down here, we have a weekly plan. So this gives you the overview of the entire week. It tells you the folder each day as well as the activities for each day. It has a little icon here. And on Wednesday, you see there's another icon right up here. It tells you that there's a Google Meet and gives you the code down here. Again, it says there's a Google Meet. There's another one for project due date, but we're not there yet. So you should be able to know what we're doing, whether you're at home or in school, every single day. Just be looking here. If I'm ever having a sub day, again, check here, and it'll give you all of the info. The grading policy, as I mentioned, the first one is attendance, 10% of your grade. You have to check in. At the very least, you need to be filling that in on the days you are remote. Any days when you're on like a Wednesday, if you check into the Meet, or if you're physically in class, I will sometimes be nice and add that into your grade, but it's easier if you just already have checked that lovely little assignment. It automatically puts the points in for you. You don't have to hope that I don't forget. The next category is our projects. These are like the major projects we're doing. We do 5 of them in the quarter. They are worth 60% of your grade. You will help come up with a rubric. It's one of the activities we do together. We will build a rubric for each project, and then we'll actually grade together. You and I will grade on the rubric of what we think that you deserve. So there's a lot of input for you to have on your actual grade percentage. If we do practice activities, planning stuff, that counts as another 20% of your grade, and the last 10% of your grade is actually this folder right here. It says weekly sketchbook assignment. There are 8 of them spread out over the quarter. They each have their own due date, and you'll have approximately a week, sometimes more, to work on each one of those, and that is another 10%. They can be done in class if you finish early, or they are to be done at home as homework. I know, it's so sad we have homework. However, you don't have a final exam, so like trade-offs. If you run into problems, these are the steps that you should follow. So the first things first, check out this folder here. It says help, I don't know what to do. I've gone through a lot of the common tech problems, and I've had presentations or videos or animated GIFs or more presentations or all kinds of stuff for like the general stuff that we do on any given project. If it's something more specific to an individual project, check out the project folders. That's these guys down here. It'll say like project 1 is 2-point perspective maze. Once this loads. So each day here is clickable, or you can just scroll down. I know people got really annoyed having to scroll through things, so I made the clickable buttons. But this is actually really helpful when you're like, I think I missed something. If you just quickly kind of scroll through and be like, oh yeah, there was a demo video I didn't watch. Okay, I'm going to watch that before I freak out that I don't know what to do. We also, because we meet on Wednesdays, you can always ask questions on those days, or if you're in school, you can ask questions then too, obviously. But if you happen to be at home and we don't have a meet and you have a question that you need to get done so you can keep working on your project, go ahead and just email me, again, your name, your period, and as specific as you can be about the issue that you're having. This next one, I believe is our last one, is Artsonia. That is our school gallery. Hopefully everyone is signed up. If you are not, I will send you an email at the beginning of the quarter with the code. Your parents have to go on because it is a student privacy thing. They have to give their permission for you to be able to join and post your things. If they don't give permission, you can still post it. It just doesn't go live to the internet. There's a button here. It will also be in all of the project folders at the very end when we're ready to actually submit our artwork. While we're talking about it, we also have a couple other buttons. This one's for Google Meet. So like on a Wednesday, instead of having to look up Google Meet, you can just click that button there. This is my teacher website. There's some extra resources, demo videos, etc. on here, review stuff. You can check out that if you're interested. And this last one here is a bathroom sign in, sign out. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's just a Google form if you have to go to the bathroom and we're in school. You obviously don't have to do this if you're at home. You don't have to sign in out of the bathroom. This is just so that I know who's in and out of the class when we are in school, when I'm accountable for where you are. So yeah, that's about it. A little over 8 minutes, not too shabby. Finish up this ed puzzle and you will get points for having finished this intro activity. If you ever have any questions, feel free to email me or ask them the next time you see me. All right, bye.